everyone, welcome back. It's Laura at Hyperstamper. I've started preparing all of my Christmas journal packages, which I'm very excited about. So each one will look very different than the others. And this one I finished this morning and I love it. This was actually a 1940s record album. It was an album for 78s and it had pockets in it for each album. I love it. It's got the silver bells here, as you can see, silver and beige and the holly sprigs. And here's the names of the songs on the records inside, the classics. I put some antique lace down the side here because there was some damage to the spine of this book when I received it. And I beaded some, almost all, except that one there, vintage beads on here. And I love them, and I especially love this little dangle at the end. I think it's fabulous. And on the back, it's the original back of that album as well. Some vintage doily down the side here. And this is a big one. It is 7.5 by 10.25. So lots and lots of room to add your own twists and turns to it. Let's take a little look inside. Everything inside here, as always, before it goes on Etsy, is authentic, antique, and vintage ephemera. So every single page, every insert, every treasure, postcard, everything authentic. No commercial papers at all. So this here is a 1926, I think, children's book page. I love the little candy cane man. And then this here is a huge magazine from 1942 during the war, and kids on the cover there throwing the snowballs. I just love it. I did a bit of tea-dyed paper here, so that one is not antique. This came from a school book. Little Christmas tree piece here, and this is 1950s vintage wallpaper, not wallpaper, wrapping paper, Christmas wrapping paper. This is a vintage piece of fabric here, the applique threading. And then this is gorgeous. I love this. It is from the 1890s. We've got the last day of the year and then the first day of the year. And the prayers there. And then the birth of Christ on Christmas Day morning. It's just really, really special and historic. I love it. This is a 1940s children's book page. Beautiful Christmas scene here. And this is December 31st from a 1937 5-year diary. So each year you would have written the year and written a little note. I love this. This is from 1907 and Riding Behind Reindeer. Isn't that beautiful? I put some antique paper on the back so you could journal. Very, very special. So that's a great start, right, to this Christmas journal. Another children's book page here, Christmas themed. Everything in here is Christmas themed. It took me a whole year to collect enough to make 10 Christmas journals this year. So we've got a 1925, how to make your own Christmas toys. And then here's a little Christmas blurb down here. Some vintage, I guess it was a placemat, I think, I forget, or a table runner. And then antique paper here, and this lovely little image here from a children's book as well, antique. And look at this wonderful piece. Isn't that beautiful? Classic Christmas scene. And I put, again, antique paper on the back there, and you can journal up in here. Now up here, you'll see that it says, sorry, I had a little bit of trouble getting that in. Okay, United States and Canada. I was going to cover it, and I thought, no, almost all of my clients are from the United States, just because you have like almost 400 million people and we have almost 40,000 or 40 million. So yeah, we're 1/10. So I get a lot of United States customers, and I just thought that was a nice friendship thing for the new owner if they're from the States, and if they're from Canada, awesome. Another wonderful children's book page here. This one here is from 1895, Demarest's Family Magazine. That's a Christmas story there. Beautiful Christmas image here from an antique Christmas or children's book. Another little Christmas story here from the 30s. This one here is also from the 30s. Look at the beautiful coloring on there. I have a few of this page because I have a few of these same books. I just love it. A little Christmas story on the back. This is from 1959, this magazine page here with the ornaments. And then here, this is from the 1950s, and it is a Christmas card that never got used. So somebody can just have it and love it, or you can use it, pay it forward. These are 1971 Heart and Lung Association stamps that you would have purchased and to donate the money, and they gave you stamps to use on your Christmas cards in return. This is really cool here. You know, I put Christmas postcards in all of my Christmas journals. So this one here has from 1918, has a little letter on the back and a little poem on the front. I love it. I just think it's so pretty. Another Christmas story here. And that beautiful image, and that is also from 1915. That's from Girls Own Annual. And then we've got more crafts to make from 1925. And then this is a story about Bethlehem and when Santa Claus comes. This is another children's book page here. Isn't that wonderful? I just love those colors. And this came from a vintage Santa Claus book, Christmas book. And I did have to cut the end off because it came way out here, but I love it. It's just so cute. And I chose this bird page from a very, very old vintage bird book, could even be antique, and because it had these, it's a bird you would see, I would see in my backyard in the winter with the fir tree there. I did have a little waterfall piece here, and that is adjacent to this wonderful page here. And then I put another one of these fantastic 1950s magazine pages here, all about Christmas. And look at this, it's hilarious on the back. The stress the parents go through trying to get the presents ready for the kids. Hilarious. I don't think things have changed there at all. And here we go. Here we've got another page from 1938 Paris, France Almanac. And this is, of course, the end of the year. There we go. I just noticed that page is in here twice from two books that I had of the same. That's pretty cool. Tiny Tim page here. And then we've got these kids, and who doesn't remember doing this, making forts in the snow? Well, I guess if you're from, you know, California or Texas, maybe not. It's really fun. Visit from St. Nicholas. This is from the very early 1900s. I put antique paper on the back to keep it strong and for journaling space. More of these wonderful stamps here. And these ones are from 1966. And some, gotta have some crochet in every journal I do. This is another one from 1915. So we've got this wonderful Christmas scene down here. And just a little piece from an old book. And this beautiful doily. Isn't that lovely? Spectacular. Another one of these children's book pages. I hand stamped this on this page from the 1800s because it was so brittle I had to completely glue it down. More fun pages here. Another snowman building page here. Great image here from a vintage children's book. And then in here, this is really cool. This is just a little letter that was in a book. And of course, it was so common to get a book for Christmas. It was a big deal to get a book. It'd be like us getting a CD when we were, or okay, when I was little. No, never mind. I think they were still etching things in cave walls. So anyways, it was a Christmas present, and I thought it was spectacular. It's from 1950, and that was from front of a book. And this one here is just hilarious. It's Christmas cookie recipes from the 50s. And just, I love the advertisements. They're hysterical. And this is just all the different ways that women can be sick. That was what advertising was all about. Just, oh my gosh, just such wonderful pages. I did stamp that up there. Some place for you to either put photos or journal in. And this is a really spectacular plate from a 1920s book. Look at how fabulous that is. And you can journal back here as well. So I hope you love it as much as I loved making it. Hyperstamper.etsy.com. Come back soon.